Hello, this is Emma of Emma Live Yoga and welcome to this little talk on the 8 limbs of yoga, dealing with the first limb of yoga, which is the Yamas, which is how we relate to the world. So the first principle is ahimsa, which means kindness or respect. So bringing initially that kindness and respect to our own bodies, to our own minds, ourselves, and then seeing if we can extend that out to others. And sometimes these things sound simple, but actually that can be a really hard thing to do. So it involves lots of compassion and self-love and really operating from the heart. The second one is satya, which means truth. So owning your own truth, living your own truth, however messy, chaotic, or things that you don't like about yourself, whatever that is. Yoga is a journey into self-acceptance. So embracing your own truth becomes easier when we start to deal with our issues on the mat. So as we practice, we come across a whole body of things which have built up in our system from our lives and the challenges, the overwhelming challenges of everyday life. So eventually we can begin to chip away at all of those issues as we breathe and stretch and move, and eventually we're able to connect with that inner kernel of truth, which is satya. So the third one is Astaya, which means non-stealing. So obviously we don't steal, that should be obvious as a moral principle, but stealing can be considered in different ways. So for example, non-stealing of time, people's time, being on time, sticking to timings, for example, if you're in a class or arriving on time to a yoga class, and just respecting other people's boundaries. So Astaya really relates to that. And there's other ways you can steal ideas, you can steal ways of being. So again, it relates back to satya and that idea of being true to yourself, closely connected to Astaya. So it's about owning yourself and taking responsibility for that. The next one is brahmacharya, which originally referred to sexual abstinence, kind of an old-fashioned idea now, and really we should think of Brahma as energy. So it's to do with conserving your energy in some cases, but making wise use of the energy that you have. So not giving too much energy out, which can leave you feeling depleted and drained, but at the same time operating from a place of compassion and love and giving energy into the right places, into charities, into the people you love, into the world around you. So the yogi's journey really is using the prana that they generate on the mat, that generate in the practice, and using that to make the world a better place. Last but not least is a graha, which means non-grasping. And again, this can start on the mat. Sometimes we grasp after postures, like we really want to do a handstand or a headstand, or we grasp, we think I need to be further into that posture. So there's this element of competition which we bring to our practice, which of course creates dukkha or suffering. So trying to be at ease with what is, and again it sounds really simple to be present, to be with the breath, to be with what is, but again it takes practice. So yoga is this lifelong sadhana, this lifelong journey where we practice being at ease in discomfort or at ease with adversity or difficulty. So non-grasping is part of that, just letting things be. So something to be practiced. So that in a nutshell is the 5 aspects of the first limb of yoga, the yamas, these principles which lead to a peaceful way of existing. So thank you for listening and namaste.